Mind over matter is magic. I do magic. You think the magic? Mind over matter is magic. I do
magic. Welcome to Mind Over Matter, baby. I'm your host, DEJA Wallace. And if this is the first time joining me, welcome. If this is not, welcome back. Episode 33 pon your head top. Big 33. 33. Tree. Okay. I'm your host, DeJa Wallace, and welcome to the podcast. This is about to be a good episode. Big 33 in the building. I'm going to do my little dance for y'all just to show y'all how happy I am to be back. Into you. I should be over all the butterflies, but I'm into you. Yeah, so that was my little dance, y'all. I thought I wasn't recording. That's why I kind of stopped so quick, because I would have been tight if I did all of that and I wasn't recording. But that's usually how my life goes. Yeah. So welcome to the episodes. Welcome to the podcast. On this episode, I'll be talking about... Oh, I'm out of breath. Hold on. Oh, let me show you guys the setup real quick. Okay? So as you can see, I've moved on from the project color walls I had in the background to a nice lavender. It's very lively, right? Yeah, these walls are nice. Oh, yeah, and my hair is pink, so you could slide over to see how that goes. Slide over to the YouTube channel. Yeah, but on this episode, I'll be talking about being yourself. I'll be talking about just listening to yourself, trusting yourself, and just being comfortable with yourself. I kind of talk about this more in details in my self-love episode, but I just want to go over a quick rundown because, my voice just got mad deep. A quick rundown because, I just want to go over just a quick rundown of how you living in your essence and being yourself ultimately helps you with your confidence and just helps you navigate the life you want. And kick back, relax, and enjoy this episode. Where do I start? Where do I begin? Where do I even? Okay. What inspired me to even start this episode was people coming up to me giving me their suggestions on what I should do for my podcast. And that's cool or whatever, but I love constructive criticism. I'm always willing to be better. As you can see, my first episode is nothing like this episode. Every episode I want to be better and do better. So all of that being said, when you think about, especially as a creative person, when somebody comes and tell you how they feel about your certain project and it doesn't meet your standards, that doesn't mean you have to change it. A lot of people say, oh, your podcast is too long, or, oh, you should change the name. Boy, if you don't, stuff like that. It's cool. You want me to change the name? What name you want me to put it as? You don't want Mind Over Matter no more? Okay, make your own podcast. The thing with people kind of imposing their opinions on what you do, whether that's your family members, your friends, you always have the choice to listen to them or not listen to them. That's the biggest freedom we have in life is the freedom of choice. We make thousands of choices every day, whether we think about it or not, whether it's subconscious or conscious. So, yeah, a lot of people have been saying like, oh, my recent episodes were kind of serious. Do you have any more like funny topics, or like, oh, you should do what did they say? They said you should do a never have I ever, or truth or drink. I have a YouTube channel, but this is a podcast. Okay? Like, all of those are cool, but I don't want to do that. If I wanted to do it, I would be doing it. And that's really the thing about life. Like, people are always going to throw their suggestions onto you, and it's up to you. You have the choice to take it. You shouldn't feel pressured to take their advice if you don't want to. Yeah, and that's just how I feel. Like, people have the audacity to tell me, oh, my content is too serious. What if I was going through a serious moment in my life and I needed this podcast as an outlet to express how I feel? Like, I don't have a therapist. This is my therapy session, okay? So let me be. And the thing that I also realize is that I have multiple personalities. I'm probably bipolar. I don't know. And I chose this podcast to tap into my like philosophical kind of personality, my learning personality. I love learning. Like, I don't even know if that's a personality, but I chose this podcast not to be funny. I know that's easy for me. I could be funny. This is not a comedy show. I just want to, the purpose of Mind Over Matter is just like, I say this every episode, but just observing the world from just a clear mind, a strong mindset, and not allowing the world outside of you to dictate how you feel. You're the observer. You tell the world what you want. Don't let the world tell you how to feel. You get me? If you get me, you get me. If you don't get me, you could get, yeah. All right. I feel like I went on a rant, and that was not planned, but it happened. That happened. But yeah. Auto-suggestion. I was reading this book. I think it's either this book or Mastery of Self. They're kind of hand in hand for my favorite books right now of all time. But The Power of the Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy. This book and The Mastery of Self changed my life like that. It changed my life, right? You guys, I don't even know if this generation even be reading anymore. Do you guys be reading anymore? Let me know in the comments. Do you guys still read? Yeah, but anyways, that book, really powerful. It talks about just the auto-suggestion and like how in life people are always going to have suggestions for you or have advice, and it's up to you to take it or not. You don't have to take what they impose onto you. For example, like I said before, people said my last 2 episodes were a little too serious. I should be more fun. I should be more funny, or like more like I should talk about topics that everybody's talking about, right? Trending topics, talk about celebrities, right? Easy clickbait. But I don't want to do that, so I'm not going to do it. In life, you have the power to choose if you want to accept the suggestions people impose onto you. For example, if a child grows up and they hear that they're ugly all the time, that child is easily impersonable. So Let me see if that's a word. Define impersonable.
It means of a person having a pleasant appearance and manner.
No, define impersonable.
Here's what I found.
They're easy impersonable. Hold on.
I found this on the web.
Okay, that is a word, guys. It does mean to be easily impressed. Like I was saying, kids are easily impressed, right? And if you call a kid ugly, the kid is going to believe it, right? Or the kid might not believe it. You never know how like strong sense of self that child has. But most kids, if you call them ugly, especially if you're a person they admire, they're going to believe it, right? And then us as adults now, we're adults. We shouldn't believe what other people impress onto us. A child may believe that because their mother called them ugly all the time and they decided to believe that. Now they grow up feeling ugly, moving as if they're ugly. They don't have any type of self-confidence, right? And all of that being said, if that child had chose not to believe that, suggestion that that parent or whoever they look up to had told them that they're ugly, if they didn't believe that and then just looked in the mirror and said like, yo, I'm cute, like what? My mother must be drunk or on drugs because I look good. The kid had that thought process. It's like you can move mountains with that thought process. The power to just not let other people like insecurities in a way affect you. A lot of us feel like we have to take the advice or take the suggestion that our loved one impose onto us. Like, no, you don't. Do what you want. Do what makes you happy. And it's simply said. It's a overused phrase, but it's truth. Most times the truth is often simple and not exciting. That's probably why a lot of people who avoid the truth and aren't truth seekers find this podcast boring, because I get straight to the point. I tell you the truth and it's not much. Yeah, but like growing up, I heard a lot. When I say a lot of just kids bullying each other and roasting each other. Like, I grew up in New York City public school. Like, if you know, you know. If I listened to the suggestions people imposed onto me at a young age negatively, especially at that lunchroom table at PS, I'm not even going to say the school, but at that lunchroom table, it was ruthless. They were coming for your mother. They were coming for your father. They were coming for your sister. They were coming for your insecurities, your deepest insecurities. They were coming for everything at that lunchroom table. It was ruthless. Nobody was safe. And if you laughed at a joke, why you laughing with your big head ass? Yeah. Yep. I was there. And imagine if I listened to these kids and I believed what they were saying. Like, no, I had to grow a thick skin and have great comebacks, you know? So I was prepared. So I was preparing myself for this world. Like, it wasn't bullying. It was just creative expression, you know? Imagine if I believed all those jokes they were telling me. Imagine if I internalized it. Imagine if I believed all of that. Like, I would be a way more insecure person. And that's why you can't always believe what other people are telling you, you know? That's like an extreme example, but it's an example. Imagine if I believed that. Imagine if I believed them when they said, girl, I don't know. They used to roast me though, but I had some great comebacks. I can't remember it. It's so far in my memory. I can't remember any roasting that they used to come. What did they used to come for me back in the day for? They used to come for me about my hair. Yeah, facts. Used to say I look like Dora the Explorer. They used to call me Rosa Parks, and that was a little racist, but we're not even gonna get into that. But it was all jokes, and I didn't take it personally. So don't take it personally. That's really what it is. Don't take how other people feel about you, what other people think about you personally. It's not personal. Okay? All right. Moving on. Basically what I'm saying is your thoughts matter. What you feel and what you think about yourself is what matters. What other people think and feel about you doesn't matter. I said this in my Don't Give a Damn What Anyone Thinks episode. I think that's episode 20, yeah. So go back and tune in if you need a refresher on that. But yeah. This is easier said than done, especially when other people you care about impose their certain opinions onto you, and you want to believe it so bad because you're like, it's just easier to be agreeable with. It's just less like, it's easier to just agree with people. But when it comes to people imposing how they feel about you, it's really not real. You don't have to believe it. If somebody says your ass and your cheeks and you'll never be anything in life, you don't have to believe that, because your belief in self is really what's going to overpower everything at the end of the day. It doesn't matter what other people are saying. If you believe that, if you believe you're trash, if you believe you're a bum, you're probably gonna, your movements, your behavior is definitely going to reflect that. So just think highly of yourself and just try not to judge other people as well, because we're all going through internal battles. It's you versus you. So when you're constantly judging other people, they probably aren't as conscious to not choose the negative judgment. They're probably not as conscious to just ignore your judgment. They probably will believe it, and then that just lowers the vibration of the planet. Like, we don't need none of that. We need more high vibrational beings that believe they're God, believe they're more than their limitations. You're always 20%. I feel you could always do 20% more than what you think you can do. A lot of the times we put limitations on ourselves, and we never give ourselves the opportunity to excel, because we always put a ceiling on how much we think we could do. Whether you're at the gym and you're like, how much you want to do, and you do 10. You limit yourself to 10. And now you only think you can do 10. And now when somebody tells you do 15, looking at them like, those 15 push-ups, you bugging. Like, I'm not doing 15 push-ups. But you can do it. Stop putting limitations onto yourself. You could really do more than you think you can do. Even when it comes to like fashion and just what you wear and how you present yourself to the world, right? You're always going to have somebody that doesn't like your outfit. like doesn't like your hair, like doesn't like, they don't like your accent, right? But as long as you know you're good the way you are and you feel confident in the way you are, none of that matters, because they're literally just putting their insecurities onto you. And they've won if you start to believe the negativity they impose onto you. And I feel like that goes both ways with positive and negative affirmations other people put on you. It doesn't matter what they think. It matters what you think. So even when your parents are gassing you or your friends are gassing you, like, oh, yeah, this is the best podcast, or this podcast is lit, or this is the best podcast I ever watched. Me personally, it feels good to hear them out, but like at the end of the day, if I'm happy with it, that's all that matters. Their like opinions are just extra like noise, whether that's positive or negative, because a lot of us are fueled by positive like affirmations. And don't get me wrong, it's great to be around a supportive group of people, but listen to yourself. At the end of the day, only you have the vision to see where you want to go, and just walk it. When you start to listen to yourself and not outside noise, you just start to walk with confidence, walk with just a knowing that you can do whatever you put your mind to, and whatever you choose to do, you can do it. Not just because other people told you can do it, or not just because you're trying to prove somebody wrong who told you can't do it. You can do it because you believe in yourself. Like, what other people think really does not matter. I'm trying to tell you this, but you're not listening. Yeah, but this is just a little vent, a little something I had to get off my chest, guys. Yeah, but be you, because everybody else is taken. And the people that really stand out in the world is usually the people that are being themselves and being unapologetically themselves. That's the people who usually stand out in this world, and usually just past that above average, And stop being scared to be yourself too. Like, it's really not that serious. Oh, another thing that I realized I was doing a lot lately was self-sabotaging myself. A lot of us don't think we deserve good, or we don't think we deserve to be a good person in a way. Like, we don't think we deserve goodness onto us. And a lot of the times that results in self-sabotaging, kind of coming so far and then going back to old habits. Or that can look like people reaching out that cares about you, and you kind of isolate yourself from help. And a lot of that can be due to, for me personally speaking, a lot of that can be because we don't think we're deserving of good. And it's kind of a messed up way of thinking, but I realized I was doing that a lot. Like, life is going good, life is going great. Maybe I should do this, or maybe I should do that to, like, I don't know, to kind of spicing up my life. And I don't know. Self-sabotage, yeah. That's a real thing. Like, even I'm kind of weird when people say they love me. Like, I love you. Like, I just be like, Cool. Oh. But yeah, I don't think that's self-sabotaging, but even like self-sabotaging is basically when you willingly create behaviors that have a lot of risk as an outcome. For example, self-sabotaging can look like overly drinking, and you know what you're doing. You know exactly what you're doing. So snap out of it. You deserve all the good in the world. Stop self-sabotaging yourself. A lot of people also self-sabotage because they feel as if they can't, they feel as if it's just easier to be a victim in their life. They kind of created this narrative where they always are the victim, and it feels comfortable. Just kind of miserable in a way. It's bad, but yeah, I found myself doing that a lot, like self-sabotaging after I've came so far. Like, don't self-sabotage. You deserve all the good in your life, and stop questioning it, because more is coming. You get me? Manifest that. Real easy. Real light. Okay? Life is supposed to be easy, blissful, light. You don't have to make it complicated. Outside factors is what makes it complicated. And self-sabotaging also makes life very complicated. And I kind of started falling into this kind of toxic way of thinking that, oh, life is great right now, but it's a little too good. Let me try to shake the room and see what I could get out of it. Like, but no, it's better to live a easy, blissful, just a free, stress-free life. And it's not easy to do, but your mindset can make it possible. It's possible. Hope I didn't lose any of y'all, because I lost myself a little. But I ain't really lose myself. I'm still here. You got me. Oh. And if this video affected you in any way, I just want to let you know that it's okay to redefine yourself. You don't have to be the same person you were a few years ago. It's okay to change. See, I went into college and I changed my college 3 times. Every single year I changed my college and I changed my major, and I did not feel guilty about it at all. Why? Because I know that with time comes enlightenment. And when you start to realize things about the world or about yourself, your mind can change, and there's nothing wrong with that. You can change your mind. You can change your mind how many times you want. You could redefine yourself. Like, if I want this podcast, if I want Mind Over Matter to be, if I want it to merge, if I want it to morph into something else, I can do that. And I want you to know you can redefine yourself. You can change your mind. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't matter if other people look at you like, oh, this girl can never settle. Like, she's always changing her mind. Like, that doesn't matter. As long as you're redefining yourself into a better you, into you you're more proud of, into you you're more comfortable with, more confident with, then you should rediscover yourself. You should redefine yourself. Like, you don't have to be the same way you were in the past. And I look at these videos and I cringe. Like, I look at my podcast, my old podcast, and I cringe, because it's like, wow, I really thought like that. That's crazy. But it's like an eye opener too, because it's like, we're always evolving. We don't always think the same way we did a few years ago, and that's okay. Like, if I could change my mind right now and drop this microphone and walk out and say, I don't want to do this anymore. That's okay. As long as it feels good in your soul, follow it. Okay, guys? I'm ending you guys off right here. I hope this was all right. Okay, can I leave you guys here? I can leave y'all here. All right, I can leave y'all here. All right, I gotta go. I got finals. Like, I literally got finals at 2:15. It's 12 o'clock. I got time, guys. Yeah, I got time. No, but I want to end it here. I think that was a perfect ending. You know, like it came together in full fruition. Like, I feel like it's good. It's good here, y'all. I can leave y'all here. All right, cool. So thank you for listening to another episode of Mind Over Matter, baby. Wait, hold on. Make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend that it's Mind Over Matter, baby.